At long last, the Ashen Winds update is finally here, and believe me, it is well worth that extra time we had to wait. This update brings a ton of both gameplay and accessibility features into the game that I can't wait to show you guys. Roll the intro! What's up guys, BlueLycanroc here, and what? 2 videos in a week? Whoa! Well, with the new Ashen Winds update comes a ton of brand new content and features that I want to go into, so today we'll be going in detail on how to effectively defeat the brand new Ashen Lords, and go over some of the new improvements added to the game. The main addition to the Sea of Thieves this update is the brand new world event, the Ashen Tornado event. So you'll see these fiery red tornadoes all across the sky, just like Flameheart's skull last month. Now, don't worry, Flameheart will still be out there with his ghostly fleets for you guys to battle. But this month, the Ashen Tornadoes will have an increased spawn rate, so you can get those monthly commendations done. And believe me, you want to get these commendations done. The Ashen Tornado event will spawn one of 4 Ashen Lords. These bosses are 1,000 times harder than the normal skeleton boss, and it makes those guys look easy. These guys are not messing around, with abilities like the ability to breathe fire, a fiery knockback attack, a smoke screen, and of course the Roar of the Devil move, where the Ashen Lord blows fire into the air and makes volcanic rocks fall from the Ashen Tornado itself, dealing damage to both you, other players around you, and, if you're not careful, your ship. Now, how do I defeat these guys, you may be asking? Well, I've faced off against a few of these bosses before, and I can definitely say taking one down solo takes pretty much an hour to defeat these guys. Which is why I recommend at least one other person with you, so keep watch for other pirates on the horizon, because this event is in very high demand right now, since it is new and all. Now, the best weapon to use. The Ashen Lords have a crazy amount of health, and too many ways to knock you back at close range, so I would not recommend close range weapons like the Cutlass or the Blunderbuss. Now, the Blunderbuss does do the most damage at close range, but there's always the risk of the Ashen Lord doing their devastating knockback attack, and throwing all of your teammates across the map. I would recommend using the pistol, Eye of Reach, kegs you might find on the island, and of course the ship's cannons. I would not recommend relying solely on cannon fire, because if you stay there for too long, the Ashen Lord will kind of get angry and throw some volcanic rocks at you, damaging your ship. So there's not one way to defeat these guys, it all just comes down to which weapon you're most comfortable using. Now, when you finally defeat one, they drop a large stash of Ashen loot straight from the Devil's Roar, along with the brand new Ashen Winds skull, which is what I'm gonna call the flamethrower. It can be used against players, ships, skeletons, and it's pretty much just an overpowered firebomb. Now, before you start setting the world ablaze, make sure you turn your very first Ashen Wind skull directly to the Order of Souls without firing it once. Now, I know it's hard, but bear with me now. To get the commendation Skull of Fire, which is to turn in a fully charged Ashen Wind skull. One thing I forgot to mention is to make sure to watch that crystal. If it turns black, you won't be able to shoot any more fire out of the Ashen Wind skull. Speaking about commendations, they're pretty much a very important part of every update, and this month features some fiery new rewards for anyone who completes them. First up is the Ashen Wind Sails, which are required from selling 25 Ashen Wind skulls, regardless of the amount of fire still in them. Next up are the Ashen Lord inspired tattoos. Now, these 4 sets are required from defeating each of the 4 Ashen Lords: Old Horatio, Warden Chi, Captain Grimm, and Red Ruth 5 times. Now, once these commendations are completed, head over to Duke and buy your rewards. For the rest of them, go to the new Ashen Winds tab in the Village Rats page of the commendations screen, and it will show you the remaining commendations you have left to do. There are quite a bit added this month, so make sure to go check out that page. Before we end this video, there have been a ton of different accessibility features added, and updates to everyone's favorite thing, hit rag. You can now enable one-stick mode from those settings, along with brand new colorblind options, and the ability to automatically float up to the surface of water. Hit reg has been fixed to the point where you can no longer make those cheesy plays and shoot through the top deck of the ship, which will make PvP a little more balanced, I think. Hit reg is far from being fixed, but I'm so glad that Rare is actually putting in the time to fix it little by little. So if you guys like this video and you want to see more Sea of Thieves content in the future, consider clicking that subscribe button and ringing that bell to be notified when I upload a new video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you out in the seas.